Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got the final game in this three-game series between the 1978 Braves and Phillies. Can the Braves get a win here in Philadelphia, or will the Phillies sweep them out of town? We got one hell of a pitching matchup: Phil NIEKRO and Steve Carlton. And to lead it off against lefty for the Braves will be Jerry Royster playing second base. Batting second playing center field is Bennell. Batting third playing left field is Burris. Batting fourth playing right field is Matthews. Batting fifth playing first base is Murphy. Batting sixth on the catching's Pocoroba. Batting seventh playing third base is Gilbreth. Batting eighth playing shortstop is Cheney. And like I said, on the mound and doing the pitching is Phil NIEKRO. And for the hometown Philadelphia Phillies, the face Knucksy leading off playing right field is McBride. Batting second playing shortstop's Boa. Batting third playing third is Smith. Batting fourth playing left field is Lazinski. Batting fifth playing first base is Hebner. Batting sixth playing center field is Maddox. Batting seventh and behind the plate is McCarver. Batting eighth playing second base is Morrison. And like we said, on the mound, doing the pitching, lefty himself, Steve Carlton. Let's get down here and get this game started here in Philadelphia. And to lead it off for the Braves, Jerry Royster, batting 280, having a nice 1978 year with no homers and 15 RBIs. This is Steve Carlton's 13th start of the year. He's 5-4 with a 2.57 ERA. And here's the pitch to Royster. And that's going to be a base on balls. And the Braves got the leadoff batter aboard here against lefty. And Barry Bennell comes to the plate. Barry batting 237 with no homers and 9 RBIs. And the Braves are going to do a little hit and run here. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Barry misses it. And now you got Royster off to the races. And let's see if he can make it in here. It'll be a 24. That'll be a 46 or lower. He stills off on McCarver. And nope, McCarver throws him out. The hit and run doesn't work. Now there's one out and nobody on. And an 0-1 pitch to Barry. And of course, he is going to fly out. I thought he was going to get on base. But a nice play out there by McBride. Now there's 2 outs. And Jeff Burris comes to the plate, batting 310 with 9 homers and 36 RBIs. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 7 and a 7. That's going to be a base hit by Burris. He singles in right field. Excuse me. And now you got one on and Gary Matthews up. Can Matthews do some damage here? He's batting 224 with 2 homers and 10 RBIs. And that ball is smashed. Where is this one going to land, folks? Against the lefty. That ball is going to be hit into left center field. And that's rolling around. And Matthews puts on the Jets, and he's got himself an RBI triple. Gary Matthews puts the Braves on the board 1-0. Now you got a runner down at third, 2 outs for Murphy. And the Murphs batting 223 with 11 homers and 21 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. The Murph gets down to first. Now Biff Pocoroba's up. And does the Murph want to try to get in scoring position here? That is the question. First and third. It'll be a 24. And he's going to try a 46 or lower. They're going to try McCarver again. And he again throws out the Murph. The Murph gets thrown out trying to still get in a scoring position. And that'll end the inning. The Braves, 2 base runners getting thrown out. But they take the 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the first. You got McBride, Boa, and Smith due up. See the Braves record are 19-35. They've scored 201 runs on 37 homers, 20 stolen bases, and 9 caught stealings. The Phillies are 30-21 with 229 runs scored. They've hit 38 homers, stolen 40 bases, and been caught 24 times. McBride batting .267 on the year with 3 homers and 18 RBIs. This is Phil NIEKRO's 16th start of the year. He's 8-3 with a 3.2 ERA. Here's the pitch to McBride, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Cheney. He fires over to Murphy. And there's 1 out. And now Larry Bowa comes to the plate, batting .282 on the year with a homer and 24 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one. Larry, the knuckleball didn't dance very well. He squares it up, and he drives that ball into right field. That'll roll to the wall. He's got himself a 1-out double. Brings up Smith now, and he's batting .236 on the year with 7 homers and 32 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball. 32-2 should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be a ground ball back down the first. Murphy's got it. He's going to toss it over to NIEKRO. But Bowa gets down the third. So now the tying runs 90 feet away, and Lazinski, who had a hell of a game against the Braves in last game, had 2 homers in that game. He's batting .203. He's up to 9 homers and 27 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball. Cheney fields it, fires to first, and that'll end the inning. The Phillies strand 1. We get to the top of the second. It's 1-0 Braves. And Pocorobo will lead it off. He was up the bat when Murphy got thrown out stealing. And Biff batting .273 on the year with 6 homers and 17 RBIs. He'll be followed by Gilbert and Cheney. Here's the pitch to Biff. And that's going to be against the lefty. That'll be an 18 and an 8. And that's going to be a fly ball. And the minister of defense makes a nice play out there. Takes a hit away from Pocorobo. And it is 1 down now. And Ron Gilbert, who had a hell of a game against the Phillies his last time, is batting .239 with no homers and 14 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Lefty's first strikeout of the game. Go with the 2 walks. Now Cheney's up. And Cheney's batting .232 with a homer and 6 RBIs. And that's a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Atlanta. You got Hebner due up, followed by Maddox and McCarver. And Richie batting .318 on the year with 3 homers and 20 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Nuxie's first strikeout of the game. And Gary Maddox comes up now. And he's batting .263 with 7 homers and 33 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Cheney. And that'll be out number 2. 2 up and 2 down here in the second. In a 0-0 game, Tim McCarver comes up, batting .220 on the year with no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Nuxie strikes McCarver out. And that'll end the second. We get to the top of the third. 1-0 Braves. You got NIEKRO due up, followed by Royster and Bunnell. And NIEKRO, he is batting .111 on the year with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out to Lazinski. He makes the catch, and there's 1 out. Jerry Royster comes to the plate, and he's walked and got caught stealing his first time up on a botched hit and run, and that's going to be hit down to Larry Bowa at short. He fires over to Hebner, and there's quickly 2 outs here in the third. And Bobby Bunnell, who missed that hit and run pitch, he's 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. Carlton starting to mow him down. His third strikeout of the game. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Atlanta with Morrison, Carlton, and then back to McBride. Jim Morrison batting 188 with no homers and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. NIEKRO strikes him out. There's one down. Steve Carlton, you can't groove one here. Carlton, one hell of a hitting pitcher, batting 179 on the year with no homers and no RBIs. That's going to be against the righty. 17 and an 8, and that's a fly ball out the left field. Jeff Burris has to track that one down almost over his head, but he makes the catch, and that's out number 2. And that brings up McBride. He's 0 for 1 today, grounded out. And that's going to be a base on balls. That's NIEKRO's first walk of the game. Now you got a runner on at first. Time run at first. Go ahead, run at the plate. And Larry Boa, who doubled off of NIEKRO his first time up. And not this time. That is going to be a ground ball. 64. That's going to be a ground ball. Back to the mound. NIEKRO fields it cleanly. Throws over to Murphy. Now to end the inning. The Phillies strand 1 to the top of the 4th we go. Got the big boys coming up here for the Braves. The 3, 4, 5 hitters. See, the Braves are hitting. Have scored 200. Oh, we already went over that. So Burris is up. He's 1 for 1. He singled and came around to score the only run of the ball game so far. Carlton, and he squares this one up against lefty. He's got lefty's number today. And that ball is driven into the gap. That's going to be a leadoff double. And the Braves got an insurance run in scoring position here with Matthews coming up. And Matthews, he tripled and drove in the run back in the first. Here's the pitch to Sard. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Lefty gets him this time. That's a big strikeout, number 4 for Carlton. Keeps the runner down at second. Can Murphy deliver? Murphy walked his first time up. And here's the pitch to Murphy. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 13. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And that's going to be the old 5-4-3. 5-4-3 double play as they go around the horn. And Ken joins us here. What the heck's wrong? 5-4-3 double play. Why isn't it taking? It's a runner on second. Oh man, get this shit right. So let's take a look at the right damn board. So now that's going to be a ground ball. He's going to. Nope, that's a swing and a miss. He actually strikes Murph out. Yeah, your Phillies are whipping up. Braves will get a lead like they did here, and they blow it. I can't get the damn Braves a win, Ken. I'm freaking struggling hard to get them a win. They've had the lead both games against the Phillies and can't hold it. Now there's 2 outs. Pokeroba's up. He is 0 for 1 on the day. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Boa. He fires over to first. And that'll end the inning. Nope, that's going to be a pop-up down the Boa. That'll end the inning. And the Braves strand the lead off double. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-0 Philadelphia. You got Smith due up. The 3, 4, 5 hitters, Lazinski and Hebner. Smith's 0 for 1 today. He's grounded out. And not this time. Wait a second. Smith's up. And not this time. That ball is driven into the third baseline. It drops in, and that's going to be a leadoff double for the Phillies. So the Phillies now got a runner down at second and nobody out like the Braves. Can NIEKRO pitch around it like Lefty did? And the Bulls up. He's 0 for 1 today, grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball. 52 and a 7. It should be fielding column 3. And that'll be a ground ball down the second. That will get the runner over to third. And now you got Richie Hebner up, the runner 90 feet away. And the way the Braves is going, they got to bring the infield in. Try to keep this game scoreless here for the Phils. Hebner was a strikeout victim his first time against Nuxie. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short with the infield in. A 21 and an 8 should be fielding column 1. And it is. And they send Smith home, and Cheney throws him out. That'll be a 6-2 put out. Hebner's down at first. Nice job by Cheney down there at third. Keeps the Phillies off the board. And now Maddox is up. And Maddox is 0 for 1. He grounded out the short his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the back to the mound. NIEKRO throws over to Murphy, and that'll end the inning. So the leadoff double can't score for the Phillies. They strand 1. We get to the top of the 5th. It's still 1-0 Atlanta. You got Gilbreth, Cheney, and NIEKRO, the bottom third due up. Gilbreth struck out his first time against lefty. And that's going to be a base on balls. The Braves get a leadoff walk here. Can they cash in? Cheney at the plate. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. The Braves are going to do a hit and run, try to get Gilbreth down the second without getting into a double play. And that's perfectly executed. That ball is hit right in the hole, folks. Nice job by the Braves. That's a single in the left field. And that'll get the runner down the third. And the Braves are making some noise here in the 5th, 1st and 3rd. Nobody out. And Nuxie at the plate. And NIEKRO's a damn good hitting pitcher. Do they put the squeeze on? That is the question. And I think they do. They're going to put the squeeze play on. Here's the pitch to Nuxie. And that's going to be a 32. And the squeeze is on. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. They're going to keep it on. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a 36. And that's going to be a double steal. Is that right? A double steal. Unfucking believable. A double steal. So a double steal here. Stolen base R3. 1. R3. Safe. Stolen base R1. Safe. A double freaking steal. Brings in the run. And now you got a runner down at second. Still nobody out. And now it's an 0-2 count. And they're going to take the bunt off with the 0-2 count. Runner already down at second. The Braves with a double steal. Steals home. Makes this a 2-0 ball game. Unbelievable. I haven't had that in I don't know how many times, folks. I haven't had it in this 78 replay or the batch replay. What a play by the Braves. Now NIEKRO with the 0-2 pitch. Runner down at second, and NIEKRO is going to deliver here. That's going to be a single in the right field. And with Cheney's speed and McBride's arm, he may be able to score here with nobody out. They're not going to take a big chance here, but they are going to check. A 46. That's a 28 plus an 11. 29. 29. That's a 55 or lower. They're taking a chance here. 55 or lower. He's safe at home. And wouldn't you know it, their luck just changed, folks. That's a single. And McBride throws Cheney out at the plate. Throws him out at the plate. The Braves' luck just changed. Now you got NIEKRO down at first with 1 out. Shouldn't have sent him, but we're being aggressive because they need to do something here. A 2-0 game. Now you got NIEKRO down at first, 1 out, and Jerry Royster is 0 for 1. He's walked and got caught stealing in this game. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes as lefty falls behind on him. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. 53 and a 1 is going to be fielding column 1. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Royster out for out number 1. Out number 2, rather. And it's up to Barry now. 2 outs, NIEKRO down at first. Barry's 0 for 2, struck out his last time up. And that's going to be lifted in the left field. And Lazinski makes the play, but the Braves score 1 on a double steal to take a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the 5th. And you got McCarver, Morrison, and Lefty due up. You got the M&M boys, and then Lefty. Tim McCarver's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up, and that's going to be a base on balls. McCarver gets aboard here, and the tying run comes to the plate. And Jim Morrison, he's been trying to light the fire all game long. Can he do it here? Runner on first, nobody out. He struck out against Nuxley. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Matthews. And that'll be out number 1. Now Lefty's up. Lefty's going to try to bunt McCarver in the scoring position. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to left field. Jeff Burris made a hell of a play to take a hit away from Lefty. His first time up. And a 28. That's going to be a nice bunt back to the mound. NIEKRO fields it cleanly. He throws over to first with Royster covering. And the runner will get down to second. And now there's 2 outs. And McBride's up. And McBride's 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Jeff. That'll end the inning. We go to the top of the 6th. It's still 2-0 in Atlanta. We got the pitching duel we thought we was going to get here, folks. 2-0 game. You got the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up. See, the Braves are 19 and 35. They've struck out 283 batters, walked 171, given up 69 doubles and 20 triples. And the Phillies are 30 and 21. They've struck out 286 batters, walked 186. They've given up 82 doubles and 14 triples. And Jeff is 2 for 2 today, folks. He singled and doubled and came around the score once. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. And you got McBride out there, and I think he's going to misplay this one. He's not going to help Lefty out. Now 63, and he's a 2. And that's going to be fielding column 3. That's going to be a single in the right field, and Jeff's going to get down the second on the air, an E9. And the batter gets down the second. So the Braves got another runner in scoring position as McBride misplays that one on the artificial turf, and it gets by. Now you got Matthews up, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI triple in this game. Why does he have a caught stealing? He don't have a caught stealing. How in the hell? What the? Did I miss something there? How did he get caught stealing back in the first inning? He shouldn't have a caught stealing. Murphy should have a caught stealing. The Murphs who's got caught stealing. Jeez, you pizza. Let's fix this. I just noticed that. Murph got caught stealing second. And when I did I know what I did wrong. I didn't say it was, they acted like Matthews tried to steal home. That was my fault. So let's change this. Let's save this. Sorry about this. I just realized the screw up here. So Matthews, we're going to take away a caught stealing from Matthews. What did I leave the game for? Got me all worked up here. Sorry about this, guys. We want to go to the box score here. And we'll go to the extended box score. And Matthews shouldn't have a caught stealing. Let's get rid of that. That should be 0 for him. Murphy should have a caught stealing. So Murph is the one that got thrown out trying for second. There we go. And now we're back to the game. Now we got it straight. Getting ready to say Gary didn't get caught trying to steal home. He is 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. And he gets a hold of this off a lefty. He's got lefty's number today, folks. This might be the second triple of the game for Matthews. Let's take a look. 3. And yep, that's going to be hit in the right center field this time. And neither one of them can get in. And Matthews is on his horse with a second triple of the game. Another RBI. And just like that, it's 3-0. And the error cost them. Now you got Murphy at the plate, and the Phillies are going to have to bring the infield in. Murph's 0 for 1. You have to put the ball in play. He's walked and struck out, nobody out. Runner down at third. Here's the pitch from lefty, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. A big strikeout by lefty. Gets Murph again. That is lefty's 7th strikeout of the game. Now Biff Pokeroba's up, and they'll keep the infield in. Pokeroba's 0 for 2, flown out and popped up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short with the infield in. And that is going to be... They send Matthews home. Larry comes up with it, fires to the plate, and he gets Matthews out. So now you got a runner down at first, 2 outs. Nice play by Larry Boa. And Gilbreth comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. He's walked and stole home and came around to score, folks. Here's the pitch to Gilbreth, and he gets a hold of this. Gilbreth's having a hell of a good series up here in Philadelphia. And that ball is high. That ball is far. You can kiss it goodbye. Ron Gilbreth turns on that pitch from lefty. And just like that, the Braves are up 5-0. Braves bats finally coming alive here in Philadelphia. It took them 3 damn games. But it's not over yet because the Braves can blow any damn lead. That's for sure. And they have proven that in this series. They have blown every lead they've had in this series. They've led both games. They led the last game 4-1 and lost 6-4. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the other game, what it was. I know they blown the other game too. Game number 1 they blew. Let's see what it was. Go to reports. View. What the world just happened here? Did I hit cancel instead of save? Let's see here. Game number 1 of this was a 15-3 game. They got crushed. Maybe they didn't blow a lead, but I thought they did. I thought they had the lead. Yeah, they had the lead. No, they never had the lead. I lied. They just got kicked. They just got their butt kicked. So I lied. But they blew the last game. So I lied. They didn't blow both games. They just got crushed in the first one. So now you got Cheney up, nobody on. He's 1 for 2 with a stolen base today. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lazinski, and that'll end the inning. But the Braves scored 3, 2 of them on the home run by Gilbreth, and take a 5-0 lead into the bottom of the 6th. And you're going to have Boa due up, followed by Smith and Lazinski. Boa's 1 for 2 with a double. And that's going to be a 14. That's going to be a base hit. Larry gets aboard here with an infield hit. And here comes the big boys now. This is what I'm saying. Can NIEKRO get through this part of the game here with nobody scoring? Smith's 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. And that's going to be against the righty of 14. And that's going to be a fly ball. Nice play out there by Matthews. Runs this one down. Takes a hit away from Smith. That's a tip of the cap from NIEKRO. saved his bacon there. Now there's one out. Lazinski's up, and a ground ball may get him out of the inning. Lazinski has grounded out both times, once to short, once to second. And not this time, because that ball's hitting the air, and Matthews is going back off the wall, and that's probably going to be good enough to score. Boa with Matthews' arm out there, and that'll be a 42. Well, now that ball's hit in the left field. Burris don't have much of an arm out there either, but we'll see. A 35 minus a 28 plus an 18, a 25. 25, a 51 or lower, they're going to send him. 51 or lower, he's safe. And he's safe. That's an RBI double by Bull. And that gets the Phillies on the board. And it is now 5-1 with a runner down at second. And Richie Hebner's up. And Hebner's 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice. Hebner waiting for the pitch from Nuxie, and that ball is crushed. And here we go, folks. Here we stinking go. That'll be a 16. And that is going to be that's going to be hit in the right center field, and that's over both their heads. And Hebner, he's a brown-eyed, handsome man, rounding second, headed for third, and that's a RBI triple, and that'll put a runner down at third. Only one out, and Greg Maddux at the plate, and all of a sudden now it's a 5-2 game. And Maddux is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. They're going to play the defense back. They'll give up an out here. Give up a run for an out. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. 46 and a 1 will be fielding column 3, I'm sure of it. Yep, out the right field. And we'll re-roll a dice. That'll be a 4. 49. Hebner don't have a lot of speed, but we'll see here. 49. A 31. So a 61 or lower. And Hebner scores here, folks, to make this a 3-run game to a 2-run game. And what did I say? A 60. And nice job by Gary Matthews. Throws Hebner out at the plate. Hebner's jumping up and down, but the ump ain't changing his mind. Matthews with a perfect throw. Throws the runner out. And it's still a 5-2 ball game. And that'll end the inning, folks. We go to the 7th. The Phillies score 2, cut into the 5-0 lead. It's 5-2 Braves. We go to the top of the 7th. You got NIEKRO due up, followed by Royster and Bunnell. And Nuxie's going to stay in the game. Nuxie's going to stay in the game and bat and pitch. He is 1 for 2 today. And that's going to be a rare play, a 66 and a 36. And that's going to be hit in the left field. And the Bulls out there, this could get adventurous, folks. The Bulls out in left field, and a 32 and a 1 might be fielding column 2. Yep, that's barely fielding column 2. And that's going to be a single to left. Batter out trying for second. Nuxie. He's an S. Oh, he's going to hold it first since he's an S. Nuxie doesn't make the stupid play. So that's a single in the left field. Nuxie's on with another base hit. Phil NIEKRO showing off his bat here today. 2 for 3. Royster at the plate now. He's 0 for 2. He has walked. And he has grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to McBride. And that'll be out number 1. And Barry Bunnell comes up now. And Barry, he is 0 for 3. He has flown out the right and left and struck out. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 14. And that's going to be hit down the Smith. Smith fields it, but doesn't have a play. And now it's first and second. And 1 out. And Nuxie down at second. Not much speed. Carlton's due up third. They want to get him through this 7th inning here, folks. They want to get Nuxie through this 7th inning. Jeff Burris is having a hell of a game. He is 3 for 3 with a double. He's come around to score twice. Here's the pitch to Burris. And that's going to be against the lefty of 14. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And even Nuxie might score because McBride don't have a damn good arm out there at all. And Nuxie's going to score with no throw. Let's see here. Can Bennell get down to third? That'll be the question. And a 22. And who's up after? Burris. Matthews is up after Burris. A 22. Do we want to get aggressive here? They're going to stop him at second. You got the big boys coming up, so that's going to be an RBI single. And you still got first and second here. First and second for Gary Matthews. So Matthews is at the plate. He's 2 for 3 with 2 triples on the game and 2 RBIs, and it's 6-2 Atlanta. And that's going to be a 40. And the team is a 6, 7, 12, 22, 28, 37. That's a lone line drive in the center field. That's going to be a double play. They're going to double up Bennell. That's a line drive in the center field, and they double up Barry at second base. And that'll end the inning. Matthew hits it hard. Nice play by the Minister of Defense. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 6-2 Atlanta. You got McCarver, Morrison, and a pitch hitter for lefty. Phillies down by 4. McCarver's yet to put the ball in play. He is 0 for 2. He has struck out and walked. And that's going to be ground ball down to Gilbert at third. And he fires to Murphy, and there's one down here in the 7th. Jim Morrison's up. He's 0 for 2. He struck out and flown out. And that's going to be against the righty. That's going to be a single, so Jim gets aboard here with 1 out. And he's coming off the bench here. The pitch hit for lefty. Lefty leaves this game trailing 6-2. I mean, he could still win this game if they can come back here in the 7th. Right now, he's on the hook for the loss. Let's see who's going to come off the bench. The only true lefty they got on the bench is Johnstone. So JJ's coming off the bench here. Jay Johnstone's going to come off the bench to hit against Nuxie with a runner down at first. And see what he can do here. There's Jay. And Jay's batting 135 on the year. No homers and 2 RBIs. Runner down at first, 1 out. And they're going to do a little hit and run. Try to send the runner in motion. That's a fly ball out to Matthews. Jim hustles back, gets back. And that'll be out number 2. And we're back to the top of the order in McBride. So McBride's coming to the plate. And McBride, he is 0 for 2. He did walk once in this game. And that's going to be a ground ball. That'll be a ground ball back to the mound. NIEKRO's up with it. He fires over the first. And that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the 8th. It's 6-2 Atlanta. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch. Got the righties coming up Got a righty, a switchy, and then a righty. And it's going to be the Tugger. Tug McGraw's coming out of the bullpen. So Tug McGraw will come out of the bullpen here. Pitch for the Phillies. Try to keep this a 6-2 game. So Dale Murphy's up. He'll be followed by Pocoroba and Gilbert. The Murph's 0 for 2. He has yet to put the ball in play. He's kind of glad to see Lefty going. He walked against him in the first, but he struck out his last 2 times up, trying to avoid the old hat trick. And that's not going to happen because the Tugger gets him. Tug McGraw comes into this game, his 8th appearance. No record with a 6.14 ERA. And he gives Murphy the hat trick here. He strikes the Murph out. Now you got Pocoroba up. He's 0 for 3. He did reach on a fielder's choice and came around to score his last time up. And that's going to be a pop up down the second. Jim Morris waits for the Rainmaker to come down, makes the catch near the mound for out number 2. And here's the man. He is 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer his last time up. He's walked, stole a base. He stole home. Gilbert's having one hell of a game. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. McGraw strikes out Gilbert to end the 8th. We go to the bottom of the inning. It's 6-2 Atlanta. You got the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here against NIEKRO. Nuxie. Excuse me. Trying to keep this a 6-2 game. This is the inning here. Can he get through it? Bo was 2 for 3 with a double. He singled and came around to score his last time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. NIEKRO's 3rd walk of the game. And here comes the big boys now. Smith's 1 for 3. He doubled in this game against NIEKRO. And he gets a hold of this one. Where's this one going to go? Against the lefty. 14, and that ball is hit high. That ball is hit far. Matthews back near the track makes the catch. NIEKRO with a sigh of relief. Just missed that one, folks. Just missed it. Now you got the Bull up. The Bull's 1 for 3. He's got an RBI double his last time up and came around to score. And that's going to be a pop up down to Gilbert. He makes the catch. And now there's 2 outs. It's up to Richie Hebner to keep this inning going. Try to get some runs here. The Phillies got to score a few runs in this inning to have a chance. Richie's 1 for 3. He tripled and drove in a run his last time up against NIEKRO. Not this time. That's a ground ball down the 3rd. He'll fire over the 2nd. And that'll end the inning. The old 5-4 put out. To the top of the 9th we go. It's still 6-2 Atlanta. Can Atlanta add to this lead? Because no lead's safe if you're the Braves. You got Cheney, NIEKRO, and Royster due up. NIEKRO's going to probably hit for himself, try to go the distance. Cheney is 1 for 3 today. He has singled and stole a base. And that's going to be a fly ball out to the Bull. He makes the catch. And there's one down here in the 9th. Nuxie's having a hell of a game at the plate, too. He is 2 for 3 and came around to score. He singled back in the 7th, and that's going to be a 23, 35, and a... I didn't put his damn fielding on there. Nope. The Tugger don't have his fielding on there. Okay, we're going to have to do that. I don't know what that is yet. A little behind the scenes as I messed up and didn't put Tug McGraw's fielding on here. see what McGraw is here. He's a 1. And now let's get back to the game and see what happened here. Uh, 23 and a P1 with a 35. That's going to be fielding 3, and that's going to be an error on McGraw. So NIEKRO gets aboard for the 3rd time. His counterpart can't field the ball. NIEKRO's down at first. And Jerry Royster's up. The Braves may be wanting him to have an out so he could sit down and rest instead of standing out there on the pad. Jerry Royster's 0 for 3. He has walked and got caught stealing. And he gets a hold of this one against McGraw. Oh, you're welcome, Ken, buddy. Glad you stopped by. Glad you stopped by. That's going to be a 7 against the righty. That'll be a 14. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And NIEKRO is going to stop at second. Not going to risk it. So now you got first and second, 2 outs. Barry's up. Braves trying to add to this 6-2 lead. And Barry is 1 for 4. He singled his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to McBride. That'll be out number 2. NIEKRO, like I say, with a 6-2 lead, going to stay put. Jeff Burris is up. He's 4 for 4. He has a double and RBI and came around the score twice. 35. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Jeff. And that's going to be against the lefty. A 5. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And NIEKRO probably going to score with no throw here. It'll be a 66. Yep, NIEKRO is going to score with no throw. And Royster should make it down the 3rd with no throw. Yep, so an RBI single by Jeff. And we got runners on the corner. And it is now a 7-2 ball game as Tug can't keep the score down. Now first and third, and Matthews up. He's 2 for 4 with 2 triples and 2 RBIs. He hit the ball hard the last time, but the Minister of Defense made one hell of a play out there and kept that ball, caught it, and doubled up Burris at second. And that's going to be against the lefty. That'll be a 1 and a 10. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And does Burris get this 3rd? That'll be a 45. Jeff doesn't have much speed, and the Minister of Defense is out there. He'll probably stay put at second. Yep, he's going to stay put at second. That's an RBI single. And now you got first and second, and the Murph up. And it's now an 8-2 lead as this game's getting away from the Phillies. And the Murph is 0 for 3. He has struck out all 3 times he's been out and walked the other time. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. McGraw strikes him out. The Murph gets the golden sombrero. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Braves score 2 more runs, make it 8-2. And you got Maddox, McGarver, and Morris. You got the M&M's due, M. The 3 M's due up here. Maddox is 0 for 3. NIEKRO trying to go to distance. That's going to be a ground ball down to Murphy. That'll be out number 1. And Tim McCarver comes to the plate, 0 for 2. He struck out, walked, and grounded out his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. NIEKRO strikes him out for out number 2, and that's NIEKRO's 5th strikeout of the game, and it's up to Mr. Jim Morrison. He singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. That's not going to get it done. That's a fly ball out to Matthews, and the Braves avoid the sweep. Take game number 3, 8-2. Take a look here at the score box score and the scorecard. And the Braves 8 runs on 14 hits and no errors. The Phillies 2 runs, 6 hits and 2 errors. Jeff Burris 5 for 5 with 2 RBIs. The Braves finally start hitting the ball. 5 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Gary Matthews with 2 triples. Ron Gilbert with a homer. The Braves only left 6 men on base. And the only one that really figured Nuxie out was Larry Boa. He was 2 for 3. The Phillies were 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Hebner with an RBI triple. And the Phillies stranded 6. NIEKRO gets his 9th win. He's 9-3, goes the distance. 6 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 4. Lefty, he drops to 5-5. 7 innings, 11 hits, 6 runs, walked 3, struck out 7, and gave up a homer. McGraw comes in and he throws fuel on the fire. 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them unearned though. Struck out 3. And now let's finish up the National League games here on the 11th. And the first one we got is the Padres at the Cubbies. See what happens here in Chicago. And the Cubbies win 4-1 on 9 hits and 1 error. The Padres 1 run, 5 hits and no errors. And you got the Dodgers going up against the Expos in Montreal. And the Expos take it 5-3 on 9 hits and no errors. The Dodgers 3 runs, 5 hits and no errors. The kid Gary Carter 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. And you got the Giants and the Mets up in New York. And the Giants win 10-1 on 11 hits and 1 error. The Mets 1 run, 4 hits and 3 errors. You got the Reds and the Pirates. Let's see what happens here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the Reds win 4-2 on 5 hits and no errors. The Pirates 2 runs, clobbered 14 hits, but give the Reds credit. Only allowed 2 runs. Let's take a look at this. And they scored 4. They was losing 2-0 going into the top of the 9th. I tell you, what crazy games here. Who was the pitcher that did that? Kent DeCalvey, a third of an inning, 1 hit and 2 runs. Ed Whitson, let's look here at the scorecard though. Did Whitson give up a homer? Did it cause all that? That's what I want to see. They're sure taking DeCalvey out of the game awful quick. So bases was George Foster hit it. Let's see here. Where did this inning end? 8th inning ended there. So George starts off the inning with a homer, then a walk, and a stolen base, and a walk, and an RBI, and an intentional walk. Then it fills the bases, and then a walk and a single. Damn. And finally, Morgan strikes out. 9 men came to the plate. Nine men came to the plate, and they actually threw a runner out. Crazy game. Alrighty, and the last game here is the Astros and the Cardinals. Hell of a pitching matchup here. Joaquin Andahar against John Denny. See what kind of results this one has. Should be a hell of a game. See how many strikeouts Joaquin can get. Let's see what the star is. The Cardinals win on 2-1, 8 hits and 1 run error. The Astros 1 run, 8 hits and 3 errors. So it was the pitching matchup. A walk-off win by the Cardinals. Let's take a look at this box score. Did the error cost them? That is the question. Let's see if that was an unearned run that cost them. Nope, it was an earned run. Well, there's an unearned run. Back in, let's see, back in the 7th. Went 15 innings. Damn. 15 innings. Let's look here. The Astros, not much hitting. Baldwin was the only one with 2 bases, 2 hits on 6 appearances. They was 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position, left 6 men on base. The Cardinals didn't have anybody with a multiple hit game, 2 for 9. They left 15 men on base. And Joe NIEKRO comes in and loses. He goes to 6-4, 2 innings, 2 in the third with 3 hits, 1 run. Joaquin Andahar got to be disappointed. Goes 7 in the third, 2 hits, 1 unearned run, walked 5, struck out 4. John Denny goes 10 in the third, 7 hits, 1 run, walked 2, struck out 9. Frazier comes in and gets the win, 1-0, 1 inning. Now let's take a look at the leaderboard and standings here in the National League after June 11th. And the Expos are now a game and a half up with the Phillies loss. The Cubbies are 2.5 games back. The Pirates 3 games back. The Mets 13 games back. And the Cardinals 15 games back. And the Giants and Dodgers are now tied in the East. In the West, the Astros and Padres are 3.5 games back. The Reds are 6 games back. And the Braves, with that win, pick up a game. They are now 12 games back. You got Larry Parrish leading the National League with a 346 average. George Foster, 15 homers and 55 RBIs to lead the National League. And Jim Barr with a 1.64 ERA is leading the National League. Steve Rogers with his 9 wins. And now you got Bear and Fingers, Doug with the Reds and Fingers with the Padres with 10 saves that lead the National League. George Foster still leading in the MVP voting. And Steve Rogers leading in the Cy Young. The next game will be a Yankee game here on the channel. Let's see who the Yankees take on. So it's going to be the A's coming to New York. And you got the Gator on the mound. Game number 1. Let's see how many game series this is. There's a 2-game series. And a 2-game series is all it is. So just a 2-game series against the A's. I want to thank Ken Castro for stopping by. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, folks. Hit that bell for reminders, and on your way out, it helps the channel out and don't cost you anything. Hit that like button. Till next time, y'all have a great day and take care.